The day you stop making excuses. There comes a day when every excuse loses its power, a day when you stop blaming your circumstances, a day when you stop blaming your past, a day when you stop blaming other people, a day when you stop waiting for life to change and start changing it yourself. For some people, that day never comes. They spend their entire lives explaining why they couldn't, why they didn't have enough time, why they didn't have enough money, why they weren't given the same opportunities, why success happened for someone else, but not for them. And while they continue explaining, life keeps moving. The years keep passing. The opportunities keep disappearing. The dreams keep fading. The truth is that excuses are powerful because they protect us from responsibility. They make us feel better in the moment, but they quietly steal our future. Because every excuse has a hidden message. It says, "This is not my responsibility." And the moment you believe that, you give away your power. Today we're going to talk about the day everything changes. The day you stop making excuses and start taking ownership of your life. The stories we tell ourselves. Every excuse begins as a story we repeat so often that it starts to feel like the truth. Maybe your story is, "I'm too old, I'm too young, I missed my chance, I don't have what it takes, I've failed too many times." At first, these stories feel harmless. They feel like explanations, but over time they become limitations, because the human mind is incredibly powerful. Whatever you repeat consistently, you eventually begin to believe. And whatever you believe shapes the actions you take, or the actions you avoid. That's why two people can face the same challenge and respond completely differently. One sees an obstacle, the other sees an opportunity. One sees a reason to quit, the other sees a reason to grow. The difference is not circumstances. The difference is the story they've chosen to believe. And if a story is keeping you stuck, then perhaps it's time to stop repeating it, because your future should never be controlled by a story created by fear. Taking ownership. The moment your life begins to change is the moment you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I do about it?" That single shift changes everything, because ownership creates power. Excuses create weakness. When you blame your circumstances, you give your circumstances control. When you blame other people, you give other people control. When you blame your past, you allow the past to control your future. Ownership is different. Ownership says, "This may not be my fault, but it is my responsibility." And there is tremendous power in those words, because responsibility gives you something excuses never can: a choice. A person who takes ownership stops focusing on what cannot be changed and starts focusing on what can. They stop wasting energy on blame and start investing energy into action. The truth is that life will never be perfectly fair. Some people begin with advantages, others begin with obstacles. Some people receive opportunities, others have to create them. But regardless of where you start, ownership remains the fastest path forward. Because when you take ownership, you stop waiting for life to improve. You become the reason it improves. And that is the moment your power returns. Not when circumstances change, not when luck arrives, but when responsibility becomes stronger than your excuses. Small actions, big changes. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that change must happen all at once. That transformation requires a massive breakthrough, a dramatic moment, a life-changing event. But real transformation rarely works that way. Real transformation happens quietly, one decision at a time, one habit at a time, one action at a time. The problem is that small actions feel insignificant. Reading one page doesn't seem important. Exercising for 10 minutes doesn't seem important. Saving a small amount of money doesn't seem important. Waking up a little earlier doesn't seem important. But success is rarely built through one giant decision. It's built through thousands of small ones. The actions that seem insignificant today become the foundation of the life you live tomorrow. That's why consistency is more powerful than intensity. Anyone can be motivated for one day. Few people remain committed for 1 year. Anyone can take one step. Few people keep taking steps when progress is slow. And yet those small actions create extraordinary results over time. Because every action sends a message that says, "I am becoming the kind of person who follows through." And eventually, That identity becomes stronger than the excuses that once controlled you. You don't need a completely different life tomorrow. You need a better decision today, and then another tomorrow, and another the next day. Because small actions repeated consistently have the power to change everything. Becoming responsible for your future. At some point, every person must decide what kind of life they want to live, not the life they wish for, not the life they talk about, the life they are willing to build, because the future is not something that happens to you. The future is something you create. Every decision you make today is shaping the person you will become tomorrow. Every habit, every action, every excuse, every choice, they are all votes for your future. The question is not whether your future is being created. It is. The question is whether you are creating it intentionally or allowing it to be created by default. Many people spend years hoping things will improve. But hope without action changes nothing. Dreams without action change nothing. Potential without action changes nothing. Eventually, every person reaches a moment of truth, a moment where they realize that nobody can live their life for them. Nobody can make their decisions. Nobody can build their future. Nobody can become the person they were meant to become, except them. And that realization is not depressing, it's liberating. Because the moment you accept responsibility for your future, you reclaim control of your life. You stop becoming a spectator and become the author. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop surviving and start building. The future belongs to those who take responsibility for it. And the moment you do, everything begins to change. For the past 3 episodes, we've talked about the things that quietly steal people's lives. Comfort, waiting, excuses, 3 invisible enemies, 3 silent thieves. Most people never defeat them. Not because they aren't capable, but because they never recognize them. Comfort convinces them to stay where they are. Waiting convinces them to delay their future. Excuses convince them that responsibility belongs to someone else. And year after year, their lives remain the same. But today you have a choice. You can continue living the way you always have. Or you can decide that this is where things change. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions improve. Today, because your future is not waiting for a perfect moment. Your future is waiting for a decision to grow, a decision to act, a decision to take ownership of your life. 1 year from now, you'll either be grateful for the choices you made today, or you'll wish you had made them. The choice has always been yours, and it still is. So take the first step, then take the next, and never stop moving forward. Because the life you want is not built in a single moment. It is built through the decisions you make every day, and that life can begin now. If this series helped you, subscribe and become part of this journey. More powerful messages are coming. And remember, the future belongs to those who take responsibility for it. Never forget, you're stronger than you think.